Anyway, so I had kind of I wanted to talk about the NBA, but I wanted to do a little game. I thought this might kind of be kind of fun. So, Steph Curry broke the record for 3-pointers all time. He beat Ray Allen's record. It was kind of a cool moment. They had Reggie Miller calling the game, and then Ray Allen showed up to congratulate him. So it was really cool. So I was just kind of interested in this. I was looking at the 3-pointers list, the made 3-pointers list, and I wanted to. So there are in the top 26 on the list. There are 8 current NBA players. Well, 7, not including 8, including Steph Curry.
Okay.
So, do you think you can name how many of the other 7 players do you think you can name? There's one of them that you'll never get in a million years, but I think you might have a good shot at some of these.
Who are in the top 10?
Top 26.
Top 26.
Yep.
There's 8 active players.
There's eight active players. One of them is Steph Curry, so there's 7 other ones.
All right. James Harden.
Yeah. Wow. And he's, by the way, just to point that, and I'll go through this as we go. James Harden is 4th.
Okay. Damian Lillard.
Yep.
Okay.
Nailed it. He's 10th.
All right. Is Durant on there?
Yep. Durant is, believe it or not, Durant is 26th.
Okay. All right. That's 3. So there's 4 to go. Active NBA player.
I'm sorry, there's 2 of them that you're not going to get.
Is LeBron on there?
Yep. LeBron is 11th.
Okay, that's 4. All right, so I need 3 to go. Okay. Who else is active NBA? Kyle Korver retired, right?
Yeah, he retired, but he is, I think, Kyle Korver's 5th.
Is Clay on there?
Yep. Clay is 21st.
That's 5. All right. So 2 left. Oh, damn.
Well, there's actually 3 left.
Oh, okay. All right.
So let's see if I can help you out. One of the guys left is like a star, like top 10, top 15 player in the league. The other 2 are kind of more like role players.
Okay. All right.
So the one guy that's a star,
Kyrie?
no,
because he's been hurt too much. Yeah,
no. He's let's see. He's one of the duo. Like there's a bunch of teams in the league that have 2 great players on their team. He's one of the guys in one of the duos.
God, that's tough.
Well, just think, like if you named your top 10 to 15 NBA players, just think about who would be in there.
God, who's
he's a really good 2-way player.
Kawhi?
No, but think along those lines. Paul George is 20th. Okay, so the other 2 guys, they're both. One guy is a starter. He has a championship, but he was not the best player on the team. He's won the championship in the last 3 years, and he's a guard.
Guard. All right.
You probably won't be able to get this, so I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute, then I'll.
Kyle Lowry.
Wow, look at that! Yeah, Kyle Lowry at 17.
That's 3 years. I'm like,
Yeah, and
he's been playing for a while.
And then the last one. I mean, I don't even know. I'm not going to try to make you guess this. I mean, he's been a role player basically his whole career, and this will surprise you. Wesley Matthews.
Okay.
He's 24th.
Okay.
Okay. So, and then the other thing I wanted to say is, of those guys, what I want you to do is give me the guys that you think. So Ray Allen right now is 2,973 3-pointers. How many of those guys that we just went through do you think are probably going to pass Ray Allen? Obviously, you're not going to know the answer, but I mean, you're not going to be able to say for sure. But you just say who you think will pass him, and I'll tell you how far away they
are. Damian Lillard.
So Damian Lillard, Ray Allen is 2,973, and Damian Lillard is at 2,125. So he's got about 800 and
damn, that
800 and something, whatever. Well, but that's only like 2 or 3 years.
Okay, yeah. Harden, where's Harden at?
Harden is at 2,509, so he's about 400 and 480 away. So he'll probably get there. You think now?
What about Durant?
Durant is pretty far away, surprisingly.
Okay.
He is at, like I said, he's 26, so he was last on the list. He is at 17,018. So, I'm sorry, what am I talking about? I'm reading the wrong number. I apologize. 3-pointers made, 2,982. Kevin Durant is at 1,705.
Wow.
So he's got like 12
shots and he drives to the basket.
He's got 1,200 to go.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That doesn't really seem.
LeBron has got, he's at 2,029. So he's got about 900.
I don't think he's going to do that.
Yeah, he's got 900. That's going to be tough.
Yeah. Harden, I figured, would kind of pass him, and then,
right.
But some of the younger guys, like how many, like Donovan Mitchell's not even on that list yet, but I mean, he makes a good amount of threes every year.
Let me see if I can find somebody. Danny Green is 40th. He's about 1,400 behind whatchamacallit. But yeah, this is one of these things where this list has so dramatically changed.
Yeah.
That it's just nuts. And then the other thing I was looking at, like when you look at the percentage, right? So Steph Curry, he's made all those shots, and he's got like 500 less attempts than Ray Allen does, and he shoots 43%.
Yeah.
Like James Harden shoots 36%.
Yep.
Like it's insane. When you start going down the percentages, it's nuts because most of the guys that make a lot of threes, they're just great scorers, but they don't shoot at a ridiculously high clip from three. Kobe Bryant only shot 32% from 3-point range.
Yeah.
So, I just thought this was kind of interesting, that, you see who the great shooters are because they're the ones that are around 40%.
Right.
There's a handful of, like, if I could just go down this list, the guys who have shot 40% or better: Steph Curry, Ray Allen, Kyle Korver, J.J. Redick, Klay Thompson, Peja Stojakovic, Dale Ellis, Steve Nash, Mike Miller, Glenn Rice, Danny Green, Brent Barry. That's it. That's like 10 out of the top 50.
Yeah.
So anyway. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we all expected him to.
I thought it was cool, like the stuff that happens around breaking a record in sports, like it's been kind of cheapened, over the last 20, 30 years. So it was kind of cool to see. Like we all knew it was going to happen, but I do think it was, and the fact that he did it so quickly and so efficiently. But yeah, I mean, I liked all that, and it just kind of, it's in some ways it's kind of sad because we used to have. I feel like in sports this used to happen more often, not just in basketball, but just in general, like in baseball. I mean, remember how the just for comparison's sake, remember when Cal Ripken broke the consecutive game streak? It was a huge deal.
Right.
I mean, that's like the Sports Center that night. That's like all they talked about. He's like running around the stadium, high-fiving people. It was just a huge thing, and then of course the McGuire breaking the Roger Maris record, but then several years later when Barry Bonds breaks Hank Aaron's record, there's that shot of that funny ass, shot of Bud Selig where like Barry Bonds hits the home run and then Bud Selig's like, okay, do I stand up? Or he kind of stands up uncomfortably because we all pretty much knew that Barry Bonds was doing something,
Right.
So, yeah, so it's kind of, and plus baseball, all these records kind of fell, so you don't really have that anymore. I mean, we still get it. We could still have stuff with the NFL. I mean, like when Peyton Manning broke the single season touchdown pass record, like that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's just kind of weird because like the career touchdown passes, Brady is going to get that record so far away. I don't think anyone's going to break it unless they play to the 47 or something
Yeah, it's a good point. We don't care about records as much as, and so this was kind of a big deal. They kind of made it a big deal. They really stopped the game and they had the whole, so there's not a lot of records that anybody gets excited about anymore.
Yeah.
And, now that he's kind of, and the thing is, like, now that he's kind of broken it, well, he's going to, Steph's going to be so far ahead, it's going to be really hard.
I mean, but if you think about the, like, other players that are coming up, maybe they, I don't know, if they have to be really efficient though, to catch it.
Right. That's the hard part. How do you have that kind of volume and shoot 43%?
Yeah.
It's pretty darn difficult to do. So anyway, I thought that was fun, but yeah, I mean, as far as NBA, I mean, well, we should have talked about this at the beginning, but man, we thought COVID was under control in sports. Boy, it really took over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they had like 75, 80 players in the NFL.
Well, I think sports is going to have to, they're going to have to start transitioning to and I think just as a society, we're going to have to transfer away from a model of worrying about cases and worrying more about deaths and severe cases and, hospitalizations and stuff, because this stuff's going to spread. A lot of the NBA players are vaccinated, and they still catch it. But to me, the thing that's interesting is like now in sports, when somebody gets COVID, no one's like, oh, is he going to recover? Is he going to be okay? We all assume they're going to be okay because odds are they are.
Right. And there's apparently this new variant is more contagious, but less dangerous.
Yeah. So it's like, it's going to spread. People are going to get it, even the people that are vaccinated. So I think, and the NFL did actually change some policies. Like if you're asymptomatic and vaccinated, you don't have to keep getting tested. Right. So, which I think that's probably that's the smart move. We got to kind of adjust to the way things are now, not, the way they were in March 2020.
Yeah, I think they need to adapt. And, the NFL moved games and the NBA had to postpone a game or two. And so,
yeah,
I think they're going to get through it. The other thing is, so Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, might come back and play away games.
Is coming back part-time, which honestly, if you're going to hire Kyrie Irving, part-time is really the way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, he can get hurt and, whatever. So, yeah.
So, but I don't know. I was just kind of like, I saw that and I was kind of like, do they need him?
No, I mean, I guess Steve Nash has been playing Kevin Durant like an insane amount of minutes, so I guess he wants to, but I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Knowing Kyrie, there will be some issue at some point. There's no way this happens cleanly.
Yeah.
The other thing is that Anthony Davis is going to be out a month. So it's as if the Lakers' problems weren't bad enough.
Yeah, and they're going to – apparently now their reports are that they're having discussions about trading Russell Westbrook, which I don't know. It was funny. Chris Broussard was like, yeah, it seemed to take LeBron and Rob Pelinka the longest to figure out that this wasn't going to work. So, which again is kind of the funny thing where it's like, this is kind of the danger when you allow LeBron to have a huge influence on your organization. Like, he didn't have that influence in Miami, and Miami wasn't a total mess when he left. Cleveland, it's like, oh, we're going to sign Tristan Thompson. We're going to sign J.R. Smith. We're going to, we're not going to be developing players. We're just going to sign veteran players. So then, like, now granted, Cleveland's kind of turned it around this year. They're actually not bad. But I find that kind of interesting, where it's like, oh, we're like there is something, and I talked about this earlier, I think the last podcast, there is something to be said for continuity. The Suns have continuity. The Warriors have continuity, and they develop players, and people are like, oh, if you want to win now, that's fine. But, if you want to avoid having the, we're going to try to win now, and then if we don't win, then we blow the whole thing up and we're terrible. If you want to try to just be consistently competitive, you kind of need to develop players a little bit. So that's part of the reason. That's one of the things I like about the Miami Heat. Like, they seem to be good at that. They've over the course of the last 20 years, I've seen plenty of players come through, and it's like, or they're good here, they develop here, and whatever. So
yeah, and I was reading, Bill Simmons suggesting, is LeBron gonna decide he wants to play somewhere else after the season or something? Which I don't
think so.
I don't know.
He wants to live there.
I don't know, but I just thought it was an interesting thought experiment. But yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it seems like the sports are going to make it through. It's just kind of a challenge right now, and the NFL is having to deal with this new variant on the fly in the middle of their season, which is a bit of a challenge. All right, so thanks everybody for being with us.
Next episode 19, the Festivus episode. Happy Festivus, everybody.
Yeah.
I tried to come up with like a slogan for Festivus, even though that wasn't in the Seinfeld episode, but I just thought like, may your lives be free from bullshit and may your enemies wallow in misery. and if that doesn't happen, then just start drinking. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, we got NFL games almost every day this week upcoming, so
yeah.
All right, folks.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.